Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bonus Point Rugby Show. My name is TJ Olsen, and great to have you with us for episode 63 of the podcast. Quarterfinals footy is officially in the books for Super Rugby Pacific. The Chiefs have blown a home final, and I'm irate. I'm so pissed, but I'm not going to get into that now. We have plenty of time to chat about that later, but I don't think I've been this tense in a long time. I think I've lost 30% more of the hairs that I did have left on my head, but I digress. We are here and we have some very exciting matches coming up this weekend. So before I go into an angry rant, let's preview what we have in store for you today on the Bonus Point. As usual, at the top of the show, we have our lightning quick recap segment, recapping all the games and the news from this past weekend. Our first half segment today is going to be sticking with the playoffs. We're going to go and chat a little bit more into detail about those games, who is now currently in the playoff picture, what ramifications these have, what our predictions are, all that type of stuff. Our second half segment is going to be about a huge, and I say huge because of this man, a huge signing this week for Moana Pacifica and what that does for them in 2026 with a lot of other news coming out about their squad. Our bonus point segment is going to be on the Wallabies and who we think Joe Schmidt should pick as captain for their side against the British and Irish Lions. That is what is on the cards today. I'm really excited, so let's rip in. This is the Bonus Point Rugby Show. Welcome back to the Bonus Point Rugby Show, your home for all things footy across the Pacific and beyond. I'm your host, TJ Olsen, and we've just come off an absolutely chaotic weekend of Super Rugby Pacific action. Upsets, blowouts, nail-biters, you name it, we saw it. The playoff race is now heating up and the intensity is next level. So whether you're a diehard Blues fan praying for a miracle against the Crusaders this weekend or a Brumbies supporter already eyeing a final by conquering the Chiefs this weekend, the weekend gave us plenty to talk about. So with that in mind, let's dive straight into our lightning quick recap segment. I don't want to hold your time up, and I want to get straight into it. We're going to recap the games from this past weekend. The Crusaders versus the Queensland Reds, that was our first match. The Crusaders extended their astonishing 30-0 home finals unbeaten streak by beating the Reds 32-12. The Crusaders dominated pretty early with tries, with Tamaiti Williams, Scott Barrett, and Noah Hotham scoring some tries. Rivers Reihana also had a clinical session with his boot, building an insurmountable lead. Fraser McWright tried to build a comeback, but the Reds were no match for the Crusaders at their fortress. This also leads Queensland's fourth straight one-and-done exit in the finals, but Coach Les Kiss remains optimistic for the future. He's got one more season left with the Reds. Game 2 against the Blues and the Chiefs. This one's going to be tough to talk about. Thriller down in Hamilton. Josh Berry, credit to him, man. He crashed right over at the Hooter, leaving Beauden Barrett to seal the game in the close range conversion. Chiefs had led through Daniel Rona and through a try through him and Damien McKenzie off his boot. He was killer, but the Blues' relentless defense and dead ball bravery paid off. This has now sparked a huge debate whether Sammy Penny-Finau and Samisoni Taukei'aho deserve a spot in the All Black squad. We'll go into that a little bit later, and also kept the debate alive about who deserves to wear that number 10 jersey. The Chiefs are now considered the lucky losers with this new playoff system as they still progress to the semis thanks to their top-of-the-table finish. The last game that occurred was the Brumbies versus the Hurricanes. The Brumbies came away with a 35-28 victory over the Canes. Brumbies fired early. 2 tries off mauls led to a 21-14 lead at the half. A late surge from the Hurricanes ramped up the fight and kept it kind of interesting but solid. Brumbies defense held firm. Prop James Slipper added a crucial try, helping lock the home side in. Brumbies now stand as the only Australian team left in the competition. That is it for our lightning quick recap segment, but we are going to stay on the topic of playoff matches so we can dive in a little bit deeper as well as preview the games this weekend. So we're going to welcome an old friend of the show. He's known to show some razzle-dazzle and bring up a little controversy himself. Savita Halafia, what's up?
Russ, thank
What's
you.
up, bro?
I like that. Anytime moving forward, anyone that says, I'm a bit of a problem, I'm like, it's called a razzle-dazzle.
It's called razzle-dazzle or controversy.
No. We'll
disagree with the problem.
I'm good to be back. It's good to be back, man. I'm looking forward to especially Super Rugby semi-final week, baby. Let's get it.
Oh, well, let's talk about that right there. So, before we dive into each of the matches, I do want to review them with you, but I also want to get your thoughts on this playoff setup. I don't know if I'm sold on the format yet or not, because even when the commentators, they were during the game, they were explaining everything. Even they were confused. They had to figure
Right.
out, like, if this team goes here, this is
Yep.
all the implications, all the outcomes. So,
Yep.
what have been your thoughts?
Well, okay, so just so I'm clear, so the people listening are clear. Essentially, if top four is safe and the bottom two losers are automatically out. So, for example, if six beats one, one gets another week. But if five loses to two, five's out. Right? That's how it. Yeah. Plus, I'm cool with it. I mean, it's no different to, one and two getting to rest the first week and then, three play six, four play five. Do you know what I mean? I actually like it more because there is no rest week. And so I think at the end of the year, some coaches will disagree that having a rest week, a bye week before, and then heading into your major quarters is a big thing. And it's an advantage. But I think when we've only got, with Super Rugby right now, I think not having that break in between is good. So I think it's great that the top two teams, they get that second chance. And then, the two lowest losing teams, if you lose and you're out, then that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But I'm keen to see it roll out a few more years before I make a pure judgment on it. But I'm leaning the side of I like it.
Yeah. See, like I'm split because I'm not really sure. I think the one thing that I'm happy now because the Chiefs to get another week. Like
Yep.
I'm all for it for that aspect. But if I was another team supporter and I saw that, like, the lucky loser system has sparked a lot of debate and controversy because it kind of takes away the integrity of knockout rugby. Like, anything, if we're saying like anything can happen in Super Rugby, that kind of takes it away. It's like, yep, anything can happen. The Blues can go down to Hamilton and beat the Chiefs,
Yep.
but nothing is like happening from it because the
But
Chiefs are just going to be knocking back next week.
But that's what I'm saying though. So then, why? So then, for me, like my counter argument is, so we're not going to reward the top two teams who have played out their skin all season. That's my counter argument because I think I'm sorry, but if it means the top two teams get to have another week, they deserve it. I mean, the Chiefs of all teams this season deserve a second round. Do you know what I mean? So that's
And
my counter
I do
argument.
think they get that. I do think they get that because they still get a home final if the Crusaders lose and the Blues win. Like, they still get that.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. Like,
But
there
I
is
mean,
still an upside of
well,
reward.
let's just go back to what you're saying. If it was knockout rugby, right, we couldn't have done the six, right? It would have been the eight. And let's
Yeah.
just say Chiefs lose, then they're out. Like, I don't see how that rewards the top two teams. And I think if we, once you have like a bigger, once there's more teams, sure, we can review it. But I think it worked. I think the top teams need to be rewarded for it. And here's the thing. Let's just say, for example, take the Blues are the perfect example. If they make a run now and they win, then it's pretty clear that they're a finals footy team. Do
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean? So then again, for me, I'm like, this just proves that start of the dynasty if they go all the way and win it again. But I think, the system rewards the top because I always felt like Super Rugby never rewarded the top teams. Do you know what I mean? I think now it does. And with how everything's being played, I think I'll knuckle down on it. I think it does make anything can happen in Super Rugby. Nobody thought that the Chiefs were gonna lose, bro.
Yeah. No, I
Do you know
definitely didn't think it.
no one. And then here's the thing, if they did, then the Blues look like they're just like Joker, man. Like, cool, bro, keep running your mouth. See you later. Do you know what I mean? But they don't. Like, I'm sorry, this for me, I'm like, and I don't want the Blues to win either. Because Moana is the team out there, bruh.
Yeah. Oh, now I've sparked a whole nother debate. Oh no, God.
No, but I like I said, I want to see a little bit more roll out, but I'm for it right now. I think it's good, and I think it really does. Anything can happen in Super Rugby.
Okay. All right. Well, I like that. I like that thought process. Well, let's dive in and we'll analyze these past games, and we'll start with the Reds and the Crusaders. I think they dominated this match, showcased their finals pedigree, is showing how important their home advantage is. A lot of control in the game from the Crusaders came from the forwards, particularly from the ref. Come on. It came from the forwards, came from them dominating in their scrum and the breakdown and capitalizing on Reds' errors.
Yep.
Other than the ref, what do you think
No, look,
was the catalyst to this game?
Crusaders play Crusaders rugby. I think, especially this weekend, it's going to be interesting to see how the Blues forwards go against the Crusaders forwards, because I think the Crusaders played out of sight, out of sight. That talk about coming into form though, because bruh, I did not think that would. I thought halfway through the season, I'm like, boys,
Yeah,
you.
I was the same. I was like, there's a big difference between Rob Penny and Razor. There's a big difference between Richie Moanga and Rivers Rehana and James O'Connor. But yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they're getting the job done, and now
They are. Low
they've got the
key, Jock
fortress.
is the secret sauce, man. If you're, you can be in front, you got someone to rely on, or if you're under the pump, that's a good dude to come through. But I wasn't surprised at the outcome. I thought the Reds would have scored more. The
Yeah,
the
no,
Reds
that's
look the Reds look like schoolboys. And I was like, they haven't looked like that all season. And just got their pants pulled down, which was really just on game. I thought Crusaders were going to get up, but with the Queensland, so what was going for the Reds, but.
well, they did struggle significantly. Like they suffered from poor discipline. I think they conceded the first 5 penalties in the game. They had a lot of handling errors, and I think the biggest domino effect happened when Tom Liner went off with the head injury. I think that really showcased their depth. Really isn't up to the task, and I think it just continued a trend with the Reds, who have now been eliminated in the first round of the finals for 4 consecutive years, all against New Zealand opposition. So do you think there's anything that the Reds can do to break this, or is it kind of
Well,
just
look,
done for them?
I mean, they lost a few players since last year and the year before. This year, though, honestly, I genuinely thought they looked very anxious, nervous, uncharacteristic errors. The Reds have been quite composed this season. They've been really dominant at set piece. Set piece got torn apart. They looked really composed in broken play. They just, like I said, it was men going against schoolboys. I don't think there's a problem at the Reds. In regards to depth or anything that they're doing. I just think they're a part of the Australian problem syndrome where we just Australian teams just can't go to bat when it counts against
Just
Kiwis
like
who just.
finals footy.
Yeah, well, it's not even finals footy. It's just when the pressure cooker's on. The Brumbies right now are the only team, literally, that have matched the Kiwis, and they're gonna have to can they do it again this week? Who knows? But the Reds it was left the potato in the crock pot too long. Brass, it just exploded, man. That
I
was a
love
good
that
one. I haven't
analogy.
even said that out loud. There you go, bro.
I love that analogy. Well, I'm personally really excited for the All Blacks squad and the All Blacks 15 squad, because you got Noah Hotham, who demonstrated some individual brilliance. You got Kyle Preston, who had that intercept try.
Mm-hmm.
Crusaders' defensive effort as well, and the set piece strength. Too much for the Reds. Okay, well, you spoke about the Brumbies, so let's talk about that and the Hurricanes match. The Brumbies demonstrated a lot of grit, determination. They secured a hard-fought victory over the Hurricanes, ensuring the semi-finals wouldn't be an all New Zealand affair, which I kind of like. I mean, having the Brumbies as a piece in there, they show that Australia's relevant. They're a great set-piece team. We know that they can score a try from a maul in any shape or form, but
Yep.
the big thing for me heading into the semi-final against the Chiefs, I obviously want the Chiefs to win, but the fact that they leaked 4 tries is a pretty glaring defensive vulnerability to them. So when you're thinking about all the prowess that the Chiefs have, what is, from their attacking standpoint, what is the big thing that you feel is going to be the most difficult for the Brumbies? Is it going to be their defense, or is it something else?
No, it's the inside defense. That's the problem right now. And they like to cramp in a lot. They like to choke. If they mismanage that choke, I dare say it could be a bad day at the office for them. Teams love to go wide, bro. Their second man play is out of Wayne Bennett's book from the 1990 Brisbane Broncos, bro. They'll watch the choke and they'll choke their 13 in nice and hard. And they're just going to do a double back. And I think the Brumbies they need to, if they're going to choke, you need to put that hit on that first receiver, or they're gonna be done for. So I think that's what
I think that happened with one of their tries. Is I think Lolosio bit in too early, and then they were off to the races.
After the races. But the thing is, though, they do get it right. I just think that their timing's off. It's almost like they watch it happen and then react, as opposed to put themselves in a position to be moving as it happens. Because to be fair, I think they're one of the heaviest teams penalized for offside. So this season, so I understand them holding back a little bit. I think if they can get that inside defense on, I think they'll be good. Because bro, at the ruck, they're good, man.
They're great.
They're good at the jackal. They're good around that AB channel. It's just I mean that for me, that's where they're gonna have to tighten up. I think they can score tries against the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs showed us they can be scored against. So, do you know what I mean? It's like the Brumbies can wear teams down, but they can't. They're definitely not good at trying to follow through if they're down by 3 or 4 tries, especially against a Chiefs team that are firing hard.
Yeah, and they're going to come out firing. But you said about the turnovers, that's a good point, is that the Brumbies did have a turnover battle that they won 6 and the Hurricanes had none, which is crazy because, like, you see Karifi every week just barreling through breakdowns, or he's just a rock that cannot be moved. So that's a wild stat to think of. But I think the one thing that I'm going to be really interested to see is going to be the scrum battle. They won 7 of their 7 scrums, the Brumbies, I think, with 100. Yeah, they had 100% scrum success rate. They also excelled at the breakdown, like you said. Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting because we'll chat about the set piece blunders with the Chiefs in a second, but I think the fact that they've got such a strong line out is really going to pay dividends for them, I think.
I dare say they might go off. They might go the maul far between the 10 and the 50 in the half a lot earlier than we think that they might. Because I really do think they're just going to try and run Chiefs forward, because they know they can be on at point of contact. And bro, they got kickers, man. So if they can get those penalties up and just get like 3, 6, 9, 12, I think that's going to be. And we'll head to the Chiefs, but we can see the Chiefs. The Chiefs can't pull themselves out of rut sometimes. So I think that's going to be the game plan. But yeah, bro. I mean, this is the game I'm looking forward to the most this weekend.
Yeah, me too. I think Crusaders Blues. It's a very long
who cares
I guess
about
rivalry match. I'm over it. I'm over it.
Bro, it's been done. Who cares? One of you guys will get there, and then we're gonna back the team that wins from the Chiefs, bro.
All right. Well, let's talk about the match that I want to talk about the least. So the Chiefs.
The one game.
And
why
the
couldn't we
Blues.
watch that game on the weekend together? Why do we have to watch the Chiefs more?
Because you would have seen me angry as hell.
I would have been you. Hey, bro.
You would not have wanted to be. I said earlier, I've lost 30% of the hairs that I still have in my head. They're all gone. I didn't even want to start with this one. What did you think about this game?
I was shocked. I did not see that happen. Dude, I had the Blues getting pumped, bro. And Rico Ioane being sent because he loses his shit at the 50th minute. I did not see this happening. And even still, I was like, nah, they can't do it. And then it got to the 78th minute. And I was like, what's happening? What's going on? This surely can't happen again.
Yeah.
But credit to the Blues, man. They're grinders, bro. Let's call them the Clips. They've been grinding their whole life. I'm on today.
You are on one, but I personally, for me, I don't really feel like this is a Chiefs fumble. No, I don't feel like it's a Blues win. I think it's a Chiefs fumble. It's something where
not a Chiefs fumble.
I really will say this really showed how smart Vern Cotter was as a coach and how
100%.
Amazing Barrett is in the 10 jersey. We can go on and on about the Blues' resilience, their ability under pressure, their determination to defend their title. But one part of the game that really stood out to me, there was a small one, was the aerial game and how guys like Leroy Carter and Narawa, they really struggled. I think Talia and Clark, the fact that they were able to capitalize on retaining that ball off all of those tactical kicks, they did an exceptional job. It was great.
Yeah, dude. He's I keep saying it. I'm on a Stephen Larkham bandwagon, but just Stephen Larkham mess. Just gets the ball where it needs to be. Even Dan Carter, while he was the greatest 10 of all time, he wasn't like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bodie's I'm like, bro, this is you pissed that you're not the starting 10 or on everyone's lips for the All Blacks, and you're proving why you should be right now, my boy.
100%. Well, the question I want to pose to you as well is around 2 players that I thought were going to be incumbents in the All Blacks in certain positions. Finau and Tokiaho, they did have some moments where they showed some good play, but Finau especially, he forced that knock on in the try zone, but he also had the biggest blunder I've ever seen in the back 20, low tackles and those penalties, and then just giving Razor a reason to question him and his discipline.
Yeah.
If I was personally an All Black selector and I saw that, I would sit there and go, we've got all these other guys putting their hands up. Are you going to be the guy that's going to give us 20 minutes on the back end and cost us a test match against the French or someone like that? What did you think about his performance?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Let's liken it. When if the Reds look like schoolboys, right? We can say that they were outplayed, right? The potato that exploded. I don't see how you could use the potato exploding, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't. What is that? Because your team's great enough to have a good team mentality that we're still got this. So what's your excuse for this? As an All Black selector, is it fitness? Is it individually you misread it? So okay, so your IQ isn't as great as we thought it was. Like, I don't know the answer. I have no. I'm like, bro, this is just dumb. Like, this is just dumb. Like, why is this dumb, bro? And I'm not even trying to make a joke here. Did you go to sleep late? Did you not manage yourself properly to be in the best state of mind, physical space for a game? It's like, but they're uncharacteristic. So on that flip, it's just a bad game.
Well, yeah, will it happen next week? Yeah, you never know, because I feel like it all dominoed after Caleb Clark tapped him on the head, and then he came and he just tried to have a scrap, and then after that he just kept getting worse and worse and worse, and it just it just dominoed.
And that's the thing, you don't need that in a team, bro. You'll take a guy that can just be consistent and not let it go to him, you know what I mean? As opposed to, if that's all it takes, especially when we're paying the French.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, Tokiaho as well. Shocked that our line-out completion was, I think it was at 64% or something. It was atrocious.
Is that like the second lowest of the season or something like that?
Yeah. So if I'm an All Black selector and I'm looking at that, I'm going, Cody Taylor, slot back in. I don't care if you're coming off like a little bit of a sabbatical or someone else that may be a younger player and you can bring Tokiaho off the bench, maybe. But is he going to be good for the lineout if we need him to throw that one ball?
Yeah. And bro, like, you bring up a good point. It's like they're not the only they're not the only guys being looked at and current players that are not playing well, bro. It's like this season, and it's like, what's happening, guys? Like, are we getting a little too cocky? Are we turning South African? I don't like it.
Not turning South African.
Better than
footy. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I said it. I've offended everyone today. Let's go. Let's keep going. Just the Yanks. Yeah, I'll bring it.
Hands up.
I'll be able to...
Hands up. Hands up. I'm not touching that one, but I don't disagree with it as well. It's okay. All right, we're gonna save our official predictions. We're gonna save our official predictions for the semifinals and also take a quick halftime break. We will be right back. All right, we are back, and we are going to dive into one of the biggest stories of the week, and honestly, maybe one of the biggest signings in Moana Pacifica history. Ngani Laumape is heading to Moana Pacifica in 2026. I'm going to say that again. Ngani Laumape, a guy who's been one of the most explosive midfielders in World Rugby, and All Black with 15 Test cap, NRL player with the Warriors, someone who's lit up Super Rugby for the Hurricanes for years before heading to France. I think after the season Moana have had, Laumape isn't just joining a team, he's joining a movement. So I think this is going to be the best choice for these guys. What are your initial thoughts when he joined the team? Other than that staunch pose you got right now.
Yep, jump on the bandwagon. Guys, I mean, honestly, we have been missing a solid center pairing. Oh, let's just call it for what it is, right? Ngani coming it's almost the equivalent of Artie. And I really mean that, because now I think our teams have played really well this year, but now we've got someone, and let's remember that he was overlooked by the All Blacks, which is why he was like, man, stuff NZRU, I'm out of here, right? So this guy's got a chip on his shoulder. He's been killing it overseas, and now he's coming back, and I can still see it on the Moana Pacifica page and Super Rugby page. I'm not coming to play for Moana. I'm coming to be a part of the Moana team that wins it. And I'm like, bro, that change of mindset is someone that he does have a chip on his shoulder, but he knows he's still one of the best in the world, and he's going to come back and prove it. Look, I sent you the text. I sent you the link, bro. I was on the toilet, and I literally yelled, "What the?" I'm excited, man.
I mean, he does bring that kind of reaction. I mean, Moana Pacifica has spent the last few seasons building a foundation, giving Pacific Island talent a professional platform, growing their identity, earning respect across the comp. Now they've got guys that are coming out and saying, "I want to be a part of this," and they're not just here to participate, like you said, they're here to compete. But Laumape, the signing does a few things for me. Like you said, I think he's that instant firepower in the centers. I think this is a guy that runs angry, low center of gravity, devastating carry, great footwork. He breaks tackles for fun. Like, stick him at 12 or 13, you've got a direct threat that changes how teams defend Moana. The veteran leadership, like you said, he's been around the block. He's done it all: NRL, Super Rugby, Top 14, Japan, Test Rugby. He runs like John Wick has killed his dog. He brings calm to the chaos.
Yeah.
Like, he runs crazy, but he's going to bring calm to the chaos. I think the back line and the locker room benefit massively from his presence as well. And like you said, the cultural fit, like being of Tongan heritage, shows that this move isn't a rugby strategy. It's identity. It's personal. 100%. And for a team like Moana, that connection really matters, and it strengthens the cultural backbone of the squad.
Yeah. You touched on it, man. Moana have done a really good job setting the foundations. They've planted the trees, and the roots are getting deep. And with the roots being so deep now we're starting to see these players. I mean, he was Tongan born. Do you know what I mean? Like, him coming into this is, you know, and it's not to take anything away from any of the other teams, rugby teams in the world. But Moana Pacifica is special, just like the Fijian Jaw, bro. This is something that tapped into the heart and the soul, and this is something that doesn't affect just his team, but his family, and then his ancestors too. Getting him right now, and you know, it could have been a couple of years. He could have played out over in France. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, had a nice little season, but he hasn't, bro. He's locked in. And now it's prime time, bro. And so I agree with what you said, man. His veteran head, John Wick's perfect. He's so violent and calm. Like, it's scary. You're like, damn, bro. That's what they need. They need that right now. I don't think that they lack killer instinct, but he's like a killer, man. Like, he respects everyone that much that he wants to own them. And so they know, put respect on my name, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. And with 15, sorry.
No. You said put respect to my name, and it put me back to, I just finished watching the Shaquille O'Neal documentary, and literally every episode, he's like, you're telling me I can't do so? Oh, I'm gonna go do it now, and just look at him now,
brother. And let's be clear. This is the Ardie Severe movement. It's like Jason Taumololo. And Fafita for the Tongan MMT team back in the World Cup, you know, in 2017 or whatever it was. We're going to, in the next 4 years, we will see Moana Pacifica win the Super Rugby Championship, and not just win, but dominate a season. And it's going to be because the Ardie Severe, came and just like said, look, I'm planting, this is the hill I'm going to die on. And now he's going to get the right people in the right place at the right time. This is the right time for a Pacifica side to take aim. And obviously I'm very biased, super biased, like 100% biased. This is propaganda machine right here when it comes to Moana.
Well, I don't think anybody will disagree with you on that one, but I think the one thing that I want to get your last insight on is the text you sent me about the people being released. Like, I think we spoke about it over text, and the 15 players moving on who have been very influential in building this momentum that Moana now has, but they now also have a full year to plan recruitment, strategy, combinations, who they can build around Ngani and other players they sign. So, do you think they have another big signing up their sleeve?
Yeah. From a completely rugby brain, non-biased, I'm bipartisan or whatever it is, I think they've probably got one or two more big signings. And I wouldn't be surprised if one of them's a type 5 and another's a 10. I think they've got something up their sleeve, because, I mean, from a business point of view, look how much sponsorship they've got now. They literally had like one sponsor for the last 4 seasons, and now they've got 5 that are very evident on their jersey. So from a business point of view, and then they've done everything that they needed to right. So I think there's something up their sleeve, and I think they're going to be, I hope, that's now being biased, but I think there'll be signings that are going to sort of just bring just the clicks, you know. Ngani's one, there's a click. Ardie's, Ardie, the Ngani, click. Now they're click, and I think there's, one or two more.
I'll tell you what my dream scenario would be for this team in like the next couple of years, or maybe it would be, so if we were to have just the thought process of All Blacks or Pacific internationals, they've gone overseas, they're coming back just like Ngani. If we have guys like who are on the back end of their career, Malachi Fekitoa, Via Fafita, even a Ben Tamifuna, they're all out there. A Moana team with big names, big power, deep roots. That's not competitive. It's dangerous. Like that's like you're saying. Like that's the picture that we're thinking. Like that's domination. They've gone overseas and they've gotten their money. Come back and
Bruh,
play for your people.
mate, call Quade and Richie. Let's just do it. Let's do it, baby. I'm here for it, bruh. Let's go.
If James O'Connor can play for the Crusaders, Quade Cooper can play for Moana Pacific.
James O'Connor's got a Tongan grandma. I'm sure of it. When we were at school, I'm sure of it. Let me just dig it. Let me dig into it. I'm sure I can find something.
He'll go through his New Zealand whakapapa, and then you'd be like, oh no, you've got that one ancestor that's out in that small island out there.
Yeah. He came
qualifies.
from somewhere. Well, it could be Hawaii, it could be Tonga, or whatever. Now, I agree.
Or if they do get the locks, that the ones with you told me, I had no idea they had two Pakeha boys on the team. I was like, they look exactly the same,
that's
and that's not.
See, now who's controversial? Now who's got the razzle dazzle, TJ?
No, actually, I'll tell you a story that is probably really bad that I said. There was this Asian woman that is at my gym, and I was coaching her, and she had lower back problems, and she had glasses on. Came in on Thursday. And I came in, I was like, hey, like, how's your low back doing? And she was like, why? Does it look bad? She was lifting a deadlift, and she was like, oh, you're talking about my sister. And she made the joke. She was like, not all of us look alike, but she did it in like a jokingly, jovial way. And I was I have an Asian girlfriend. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. I was I'm so sorry.
Like, bro, I I'm cool.
But no, man,
so I think that's it. I think I got a feeling that's what they're doing, especially with Tana. That's the smart move, man. And also keep their homegrown, like the Moana Pacifica roots. Like, they're going to Samoa, Tonga. They've got grounds there. Bringing those guys through would be great. And also too, let's snag some of the boys coming up from First 15 and MPC. Do you know what I mean?
That's
Like,
fair.
you know what I mean? Like, it worked for us. Unfortunately, one of them's leaving us, but it's worked.
No. Yeah,
Don't. You're not allowed to gloat, bro.
Over the Chiefs, baby. Let's go. Okay, all right. Well, the question I will leave with all our listeners today, how big of an impact will Laumape play on Moana Pacifica's 2026 season? Let us know in the comments or hit us up on socials. One thing's for sure, the Moana jersey just got a lot heavier and a whole lot more dangerous. I'm ready for it. 2026 can't come fast enough. It's going to be great.
If I'm a 12 in any other Super Rugby franchise, I'm like, oh man,
like damn it! Like what is it? It's PTSD or like having flashbacks of when he played for the Hurricanes. It's like the people like rolling around and having the dream
just
bubbles.
Like,
oh no!
And dude, you know what would be hilarious? Imagine just like it's the trial time, and then you see like him at 12 and then Julian Silver at 13. You just like, bro, thank you Jesus.
Hit him short. Watch him crash. It's gonna be great.
I did this grass cut.
That set piece is going to be dangerous. Okay, all right. That is it for our second half segment. For our bonus point segment, it's time to talk leadership. 2025 British and Irish Lions tour is fast approaching. One of the biggest questions hanging over the Wallabies camp is who should captain Australia against the Lions? So I'm going to list a few potential candidates, and then we can go through each of their strengths, their concerns, and then once we get through all that, we can finish off who we're leaning toward. But I think one thing I want to keep in mind for everyone listening to this, I would like to mention that I personally believe these selections for me is a person captaining the Wallabies for this particular campaign isn't the person that is necessarily going to go on and captain them towards the next World Cup. They've got a new coach coming into the fold in 2026 and Les Kiss. The Lions tour is very unique, needs a specific leader. There's a lot of things that go into the factor of my choice. So if people are sitting there going, what the hell, why'd you choose that person? That's my personal opinion. It's a very unique scenario. So
it is, for sure.
Do you agree with that?
I agree, for sure.
Okay. All right. These are I think I wrote down, 6 people, including the guy that you texted me about today that I had no idea was on the radar. So you got James Slipper.
Yep.
Over 130 test caps, played in 2 World Cups, still going strong. Tate McDermott, 20-plus caps, co-captained under Eddie Jones.
Yep.
Alan Alatoa, 60 caps. Key Cog at tight head, former Brumbies captain. He's done the job before. Will Skelton, captain the Wallabies in 2023. Harry Wilson, most recent captain. And the newest one that is on everybody's radar, Jake Gordon, who has also captained the Waratahs since 2021.
Pardon me. Yeah.
Let's go into James Slipper first. Pros and cons. What have you got?
Look, I mean, his resume speaks for itself. He's done it, been there. He should be at the top of the list. That's also why he probably shouldn't be there. That's for something like you said, for something special like this. Do you know what I mean? Nothing against the fella. That guy can play out of his sight. I just think at this stage in his career, let's just focus on winning the scrums as opposed to trying to run a team. He's definitely he's had a great season, but with something like this, I think you want someone with a bit of chat that could really change the game with how they're talking. A bit lippy but respectful. But he would have been at the top of he was at the top of my list for it. But yeah, how about yourself?
No, I agree. I think he definitely brings a very calming presence in the front row. That's definitely something you need in the Lions tour. But like you said, he might not even be guaranteed a starting spot in all three tests. So having someone in that position with the amount of load that's on his body, will he get the job done in the pieces that we need? Yeah, 100%. He's done it before, and he's playing out of his skin for the Brumbies. Is he the right captain for this? I don't know. We'll see if I choose him at the end. I don't know. Tate McDermott, next one. I personally feel like he's got a good opportunity to be in the fold. He is vocal. He's energetic. He's young enough to build around. But again, this is a situation where it's for this particular series, and he might be in the halfback rotation, not the starting one. So what do you reckon?
So exactly the same. The thing I like about him though is I've seen him lift his team, and I've seen him not quit all season. I changed my decision. I've changed it to the. I thought the Wallabies were going to win 2-1. Now I'm going Lions going to win 2-1. He'd be the guy that I want on the field when shit's gone pear shaped. Yeah, and he always will be, and that's why I think he should be there. But I agree. Is he starting, or is he the rotation part of the rotation?
Yeah, because he definitely is that next-gen Wallaby identity. But, I think at this particular point in his career, we'll see. He might be in the halfback rotation with White, Gordon, Lonergan, all those guys. Yeah. So we'll have a look at it. Okay, next guy, Alan Alatoa, another consistent selection in the 15, leads by example with big work rate. The one thing that I personally feel like he is lacking in this situation is he's not the most vocal leader on the field. Yes. And I'm not saying you have to be like on the field and you have to be screaming at everybody the whole time, but especially with the Barmy Army or the what are they called? Yeah, freaking screaming like crazy and the dickheads. You're not going to be able to say much on the field anyway, but I think in this situation, I don't really feel like he's the perfect person. He's not the most outward facing leader during this Lions profile.
I'd like Slipper. Will he be starting all three? But I agree with you. He's too quiet. This British and Irish Lions teams, I personally think, is probably the best team they've assembled for quite a while. And I just think in important positions like the front row, I just need you guys to do your job. I don't want you guys, it's going to be hard enough.
100%. Oh, man. Yeah, I do hope he gets some quality game time because I think he'll be a good fit for that team. But, yeah, we'll see. Okay, all right, second last one, Harry Wilson. He's done the job before, most recently, but he's going to face some pretty stiff competition. Fraser McWright, Rob Valentini, Carlo Tizzano, Sarah Uru, Langi Gleeson. The list goes on and on.
Yeah. I just don't think he's it's too competitive right now. You can't really. He may not be there. I dare say probably not for the first test at least.
Well, I mean, because considering he's been injured for half the season as well, what did he have that for a fractured arm?
Yeah, but here's the thing though, he's a psycho, bro. That's the guy that'll die. That's the guy that holds the grenade while you guys run because he can't walk. Got one bullet left, and he's like, oh, just holds the grenade. Just waits, and he's like,
just holds the grenade.
shoots it in the air, and then just he's like,
I'm taking all you guys with me.
Yeah. I'll see you in 2 seconds in hell, you bastards.
That was a good Arnold. I like that. That was good.
Thank you, man.
Last one, the one that you broke for me, Jake Gordon. So he's done the job for the Waratahs since 2021. Yeah. But again, he might be in the halfback rotation. So, I'm not really sure how I feel about this.
Apparently, he's going to be starting if he's captain.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, man.
Here's the thing. This is like the Maroons right now getting rid of DCE. Instead of getting rid of someone, the Wallabies and Schmidt saying like the glowing reports on it. He's like, cool, let's put him in there. Let's just see what happens. It's the perfect scenario. It's a 3-game series. If you can't do the job, you're kissing it goodbye. It's probably never going to happen.
Yeah.
But with what you said earlier, it makes sense. And like when you said that, I was like, that actually makes sense. This is like the perfect scenario for him. But the only thing I'm worried about, if they do go with him, it's like, what does his backline look like now? Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, if him starting at 9, I'm like, oh, okay. But I think he's a fantastic player. Don't get me wrong. Tate McDermott's my guy, though. We said the last episode we want Tate McDermott at 9. We said that.
Yeah.
So the thing that for me is I've got nothing bad to say here about him or his leadership or even captaining. It's just I thought Tate McDermott wrapped up that number 9 spot this season.
Yeah, it's been thrown up in the air now. I don't know. Yeah.
So here's the thing, though. He could probably do it.
Yeah, he probably could. So I think Jake Gordon's going to be a close second for me. I think it sounds like he's got the job in the bag, but the guy that we didn't talk about, Will Skelton. I don't even know if Will Skelton's going to be in the squad, but I personally feel like he's the perfect fit for this particular campaign. Yeah. He's a hard-nosed player. He can get everything done. He proved himself as a good captain. I think he can get the job done as well.
Yeah, brother. I agree. So, they won't choose him there because he's... No, I'm not going to say. I'm just checking. I'm checking. No, I agree with you. I hope he's in the team, though.
Yeah, I do as well. Man. Okay, well...
Come on, Joe. Just be a Kiwi, bro. Just choose from overseas, my G.
Who's your final word? Who's your final word?
This is the first time I want the Wallabies to win. I genuinely want them to win. Because I'm just sick of seeing it's sad seeing the Wallabies lose, man. It doesn't make me feel great. I want to go into a Bledisloe and be like, am I having being because I'm happy or because I'm sad? I don't know. We'll find out in 90 minutes, bro.
Either way, it ends up in my favor.
Either way, TJ's beside me, and we're having beer in our All Blacks jersey.
Oh, gosh. Okay, all right, final word. Who are you picking as captain?
Yeah, I'm going to go with what I've heard. It's going to be Jake Gordon.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I mean...
Who would I choose? Tate McDermott. But I'm going to go with what I've heard. Keeping my coaching hat on and my ears to the streets, the rugby streets. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Okay, this is going to be the last bit of the episode. Who we think is going to win the semi-final? So we've got 2 mighty games. We've got the Blues versus the Crusaders down in the Fortress.
Okay. I'm going to go heart and head. Is that okay?
Yeah, but then you have to tell us which one you're actually picking. You can go both, but you have to tell us which one you're actually locking in because I need to give you shit.
So Blues win. Blues go to the final for sure. I'm so certain on that. Their law of being the team that beats the Crusaders at home. Like, I don't like it because the ego is going to go through the roof, but that's what's going to happen.
So you reckon Blues are coming down and they're breaking the 30-0 streak?
100%. And I hate that they're going to do it because they're going to be so cocky and so arrogant, but that'll hurt them when they play the Chiefs in the final.
No, I can't see it. I can't see it. But see, you haven't even gotten to the next game. You've just like automatically gone, Chiefs are in, Brumbies are done. Okay, well, I'm back in the Crusaders. I don't think anyone's going to beat the streak. I think the Blues, although I think they can do it, I don't think they do it down there. I just don't think it happens.
Well, okay, with the game, I think we're going to see a Northern Hemisphere game. I think we're just going to see penalty after penalty, just goals. And then I think the Blues somehow pull just something. I don't know, man. I just got this feeling the Blues have this belief that's just unbelievable, and I've never seen it. And I haven't seen it in any other team except the Chiefs this season. And I think they're just going to pull something out of the bag. And I don't want it to. But my heart wants them to win, but my head genuinely thinks they're gonna do it, bro.
The one caveat I'll give you that will support your hypothesis will be that Tamati Williams is not in the game this weekend because he's injured.
Yeah.
So that will be the one thing where I'm gonna. It's not like they've got George Bauer. He's no scrub, but like it's not like I'm sitting here going Tamati is everything. But he's the one player where I'm like he's on the field. You're going to have a rough day.
Yeah, it's a rehab.
Rough day.
Yeah, Ten's go to fullback real quick.
Oh, he's like, I'm out.
Hey, I'm out, peace.
Okay, well, I don't even feel like I need to ask this question, but I do. Brumbies versus Chiefs. Who are you
Yeah, dude,
picking?
Chiefs. It's going to be close. First half's going to be really entertaining. Then I think Chiefs come out and just bada bing, bada boom, bit of razzle dazzle. See you later. Someone's getting carded though. I will say that.
Yeah, I reckon that too.
Someone's going to get. It'll be a Brumbies player, just a little. I think it's because it's going to be a really entertaining, volatile game, and I just think could be a little bit of a
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I'm backing the Chiefs. I think it's going to be plus 10 at least. I think they're going to.
Yeah, dude. I'm going plus like 19, dude. Like I think it'll be
Plus
close.
19.
Yeah, but I think Chiefs last 25 are just going to go bum bum bum. They're going to chip on their shoulder, and whoever wins, they're going to be like, bruh, you got no time.
Well, the only other upside to the Blues winning is that the game is back in Hamilton. So, yeah, that's the upside to it. So,
yeah. Having said that, though, if the Brumbies do pull it off, Brumbies win no matter what. Whoever wins Chiefs Brumbies wins the whole thing. I'm calling that for sure.
That'd be pretty cool. Maybe I could get another signed jersey. That'd be great.
Wouldn't it be
awesome.
crazy that the Brumbies win and then you've got the last 2 years, you've got the championship jerseys right there?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But it won't happen because Chiefs are going to win everything.
Indeed. That's a good way to end the podcast. I love that. Chiefs win everything. Love that. All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning into the Bonus Point podcast. Tune in to this weekend's games. They're going to be a cracker, and we will see you next week. Have a good one.
Okay, night. Peace.